Let's talk about money. You know, in the black community, sometimes that's like talking about the boogeyman.
African Americans had to become more nimble. And in terms of finance, though, you know, we have not kept up in terms of the personal finance, the investing piece. And to Bill's point, the conversations about money. We're very quiet about money. We don't want to talk about our failures.
Because as you look across the board and you do juxtapose that to white families, the gap is staggering. So I'm wondering about trying to change the mindset.
The important thing, I think, between us and that wealth thing, and I hate to say this, but we must stop buying what we want and begging for what we need.
It starts with education. You've got to educate your children, your families, so that they can want more, that they can know how they can go after more, so that they can attain more. I think exposure. So you start thinking about the exposure. You need to be exposed and network with individuals who can invest in you. The other thing is not being afraid to take risk. I think very often, we're afraid to take risk in the African American community.
Most of African American wealth was in our homes. And when the values dropped, we had zero net worth versus our white counterparts who had financial assets to serve as cushions during that period. So there has to be a focus on investing for financial assets so that you can build wealth and you can have a well-rounded portfolio of assets.
The main barrier is how hungry you are. How bad do you want it? There's money everywhere, even in our community. We have brothers and sisters riding around with a Land Ranger and a Land Rover with a landlord. And that is a landless fool. You know, it doesn't make sense.
Everyone's not going to be supportive of the dream. But I think what's most important for you and what was most important for me was what I thought and what I was going to do. And I was going to add the same level of rigor and energy to my own business that I did for all of the companies that I've worked for over the years. So I was going to make it work come hell or high water.
At the end of the day, we do need to make sure that we're networking, that we're educating ourselves, that we're investing in our own futures. And then, in addition to that, don't take any excuses. There are no excuses. And what Prudential is very focused on is building the education, the knowledge, the awareness of how to manage your financials, and then really kind of taking it that step forward and saying, how do I create a legacy of wealth that I can pass along?
Entrepreneurship is something that you aspire to do. Take the risk, it's worth the risk. It's wonderful to have a corporate career, but you don't know the benefits of being your own boss, of owning your own company, your own entity. There are more benefits than risks involved. And I'm a year and a half into it, and I can tell you it was certainly worth the risk. You can always go back to a corporate environment if you choose to.